Okay, class, a little bit of review first. Go ahead and I want you to get into your texts on your devices. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick out a metaphor and what it means. Then I want you to send that to me here. Okay. Ryan says that the dark sky represents the evil in his heart. Yeah, very good. Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Miller, and that introduction is, of course, a tongue-in-cheek example of how Web 2.0 might be used in your classroom to infuse students with a zeal for learning in this technologically rich age. If you're viewing this video, hopefully you're using Web 2.0 already or would like to. If you're just wondering what Web 2.0 is, well, basically it's the idea that the internet has moved from being a resource that's just viewed to now being a place that has tools and interactivity for creation, sharing, and manipulation. Gwen Solomon and Lynn Strum note in their book Web 2.0, New Tools, New Schools, that this generation of websites gives power to the end user, providing visitors with a new level of customization, interaction, and participation. Many websites now allow users to upload, categorize, and share content easily. And that's what Web 2.0 does. It allows for internet users to actually use tools and software, often for free, to create and share. This brings us to our main topic today. Web 2.0 can be a boon for those in education if you let it. The problem with many educators is that they don't want to let it, or can't because they're stuck in an old school mentality of lecturing students to death, a bit like the first student in our introduction. Instead, today's students are wired a bit differently. They learn by doing. Research has shown this, so it may be wise to adopt a kind of constructivist mentality to teaching. Constructivism says that people construct their own learning and knowledge through experience and making connection with that experience. Additionally, as the Partnership for 21st Century Learning has taught us, to prepare our students for this future world they'll inherit, we need to focus on life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, and information, media, and technology skills. By using Web 2.0 tools, educators can almost hit all of those areas simultaneously. Students can really hone life skills when using Web 2.0 collaboration tools. Studies have shown that collaboration and actually participating in learning can help students achieve at higher levels. Students will also certainly be using innovation, information, and technology as they create content using these newly developed tools. Now that we've looked into the why of using Web 2.0, let's look a bit into the what. After all, thinking about a new teaching method using Web 2.0 and new technology is enough to make your head spin a bit. So, let's take a look at a few examples of some Web 2.0 tools and how you might think about incorporating them into your classroom. Let's start out with one of the tools I'm most excited about. That would be Google Plus and Google Hangout specifically.
Okay, so first I need to explain what you're seeing because we're going to be using a couple different Web 2.0 tools here. First, what you're seeing is a screencast using Screencast-O-Matic, a Web 2.0 tool that allows me to record anything that appears on my computer screen. I'm using this tool so that you can see how Google Plus might benefit you in your classroom. Google Plus, as you can see, is very similar to Facebook, except it has a great many more features. It has communities for various topics that you can join and participate in. It has some great photo editing tools because Google owns Picasa. Google also owns YouTube, so videos are also seamless. What I want to zero in on today is the Hangout feature. So I'm going to go ahead and get into Hangout there. When you bring it up, it will go ahead and start your webcam, and you can choose who you want to hang out with. Now, today I have asked my longtime and good friend, Nathan Blake, to join me. As you can see, I'm there at the picture on the bottom already. Let me go ahead and find Nathan here. There he is. And I'm going to choose Hangout. So Nathan should go ahead and start here momentarily as soon as he sees my invitation and join. Now, we're talking with Nathan not just because he's my friend, which is certainly a great reason to use Google Plus's Hangout. Here he comes. As I was saying, Nathan is a friend of mine, but we're talking to him specifically because he's earned his master's in instructional communication from WU and has focused a great deal of his studying professional career on using social media and Web 2.0 tools. In fact, he has his own communications management company called Redbeard Communications that is now consulting and providing services to businesses, nonprofits, and individuals. Right?
Yes.
So how are you doing?
Trying. I'm doing well, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. So I don't want to take up all your time today, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into the heart of the matter. We're talking about Web 2.0 tools today, and I want to ask you a couple questions about those, get your feelings on them. Right now with Google Hangout that we're using, have you seen any kind of video collaboration tools like Google Hangout or Uvu or Skype that could be used for classrooms or schools?
Yeah, I think all of those, and I think they all have their distinct advantages. I think the strength of Google is its interconnectedness with all of its other tools and apps. I think that what you're seeing with a much more intense stress put on curriculum and standards, and a status quo on the school day, as well as a more strong emphasis put on collaborative learning.
Yeah.
You're just going to see that things like Google Hangout and Skype and those other tools begin to take on almost a necessary thing. You're going to see people needing to learn how to use this type of technology and this type of tool to communicate, because it's the way that the workforce is moving. It's more collaborative, and there aren't 9 to 5 hours anymore. You see people in New York collaborating or even working for a company in Silicon Valley or in Austin or Los Angeles or Portland. So tools like this not only need to be able to be used, but they need to be able to be used well. They need to be able to be used at an advanced level.
What Web 2.0 tools have you seen that you're excited about in your own profession?
Yeah, I think that this is an exciting time for those types of things. I love social media. I spent a lot of time looking at that. When I was studying, I did a lot of work in social media, looking at policy and that sort of thing. I think that the problem is in the very semantics of what we call it. We call it a tool. What are our other tools? We have graphic organizers, and we have worksheets, and we have other things like that. And in fact, it's not a tool. And our students don't look at social media as a tool or one more thing to do. And I think that those are the dangers when we begin to look at it. This is the way that our digital natives, Mark Prinsky calls them digital natives.
Okay.
This is a native communication pattern for them. In a lot of my intros, I say that, we started around fires and we moved to pubs and hearths and radios and televisions and theaters, and now it's social media.
Okay.
This is a part of the way that they live their lives. If we want to be successful using Web 2.0, we want to be successful using social media, the best way to do it is to come up with policies and integration into our curriculum and units that makes it native for them, so that they're interacting not on I've got to put 2 hours in on this project using social media and incorporate social media. Listen, we don't like to do that as employees. We don't like to do that as communicators, because it's not native to our communication patterns. We need to make it so that it's just another feed. Provide links, provide outside information, that sort of thing. Make it easy for them to interact, make them want to interact, but don't make it an assignment, or they won't want to do it. And they will block you out. And quite literally on social media, they will unfriend you and they will block you out.
Oh, that's good.
That's
good
the
stuff.
amazing thing about social media.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to take up all your time today, and I thank you for speaking with me.
No problem. It's never a problem.
I do want to include some of your contacts at the end of the presentation so people can reach out to you and get your feelings on some of these things if they need to, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. I'm always available.
All right. Thanks, Nate.
Hey, no problem. Give my love to your family.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thank you, brother. Bye.
All right. And that is Google Hangout. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Evernote.
There. Now, in the interest of time and convenience, I've already brought up Evernote, signed in, and done a couple other things, so I'll just dive right into it. This application allows you to take pictures, text, and more from various sites and save them in one convenient place.
just think about research projects and work you do where you assimilate information from many sources for one paper or other assignment. Evernote allows you to easily capture all of these things in one place, with the links in place, and edit them down to what you really need. So let's say that I'm doing a research project on frogs. I've already done a search on frogs and gone to the wonderful world of Wikipedia. Don't have your students go there. I was just kidding. But let's say I find this interesting and I want to record it for later and use it for my research. I'm going to right-click on it, and down here it says Evernote 4. You can add it to there. It'll ask you for your password again to make sure that you are you. So put that in. Then it'll go through the sign-in process and ask if you want to add tags and a title and where you want to save it. So we're just going to save it for right now. It'll bring that up into our Evernote, and then you can also go into it and it's also up here. Now, it does allow you automatically to search any text in that. So let's say that we want to search for toad in there. If we type in toad, it'll automatically bring up everywhere that has mentioned toad in that text that we just copied. This is extremely helpful, and I think you can see how it can automatically make your work a lot easier as you go through things.
Another tool that I'm pretty excited about isn't one that necessarily has the wow factor of video or a new technological wonder. It's actually just one that's very practical. Let me ask you, have you ever had a file that you simply couldn't open because it was the wrong format? Have you ever wished that you could use a picture, video, or piece of audio in a presentation, but the software you were using didn't recognize it? Well, such problems are no longer an issue due to a Web 2.0 tool called Online Convert. There's not too much to say about this tool because it's simplicity at its finest. As you can see, Online Convert will convert images, videos, audio files, documents, even e-text files from one format to another. Tell me, have you ever had a student submit an assignment they did at home in a format that isn't compatible with what you're using? What happens? The student is upset, you may get upset because they didn't follow directions, and most importantly, there's a breakdown in the learning. Now, that should not be a problem because either you or the student can convert the project to what it's supposed to be. Just choose the kind of file you are going to make or convert to. In this example, I chose an MP3. Then, you simply browse your computer for the file you're converting, select it, and Online Convert will do the rest. It really is that simple.
So, where should you begin? Honestly, you should really begin with yourself. Just start playing with these tools and you'll become accustomed to them and also begin to see how they might be used to work for you. If you're looking for a particular tool to start with, I would choose Wikis. These information sharing and compiling pages are so simple to use, can be a springboard for collaboration, and can be used for pretty much anything. You could have students collaborate on a wiki project to do resources and learn about a particular subject. You could have them write wikis to respond to a particular topic that you're learning about in a lesson. They can really be used for anything. And I'm not going to leave you high and dry either. I even have a resource to get you started using wikis in your classes. This is Educational Wiki Spaces. And as you can see, this site aims to answer one question: how can I use wikis in education? This has it all. It has a list of articles and resources you can use to describe wikis in education. It has a list of existing educational wikis that you can learn from, and general education discussion questions. If you come over here, you can see step-by-step how-tos on how to go through a wiki, what they might be used for, and so much more. To follow that suggestion, visit goedonline.com here, where Erica Schriefel has an article on 101 Web 2.0 tools teachers should know about. These suggestions should give you a great jumpstart for using Web 2.0 tools. Here are all the tools that I've used to make this presentation. Also, as promised, the last link on this list is for Nathan Blake and Redbeard Communications. Thank you everybody for viewing, and have a good evening.